All right, race fans, welcome to TurnLeftTV. You ready for some high-speed action tonight? Step on the gas. All right, race fans, welcome to the Extra Life Miracle Network Hospitals GT3 BTCC race. Oh, I'm your host, Heath Johnson. And we've got a special event for you. That's the Extra Life Children's Miracle Network Hospital's 1 hour event from Yas Marina. It's a multi-class event, and it's all for kids. Thanks to Will Dunbar for putting this on, and we got it live, flag-to-flag coverage right here on TurnLeftTV. Who's going to come away with a victory? Well, we're going to have three winners tonight. We're going to have the winner of the GT3, the winner of the BTCC, and the winner is the charity. We've got what it takes to bring home the victory. There's only one way to find out, and that's watch it right here on TurnLeftTV. Well, a little road course action here for charity today. All live right here on TurnLeftTV. 2 winners, 3 winners, 4 winners. We all win at this race. All right, hey, thank you so much for coming in here. We got a special event for you, and it is going to be a fun one. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster, commentator, and owner of High Octane Racing League. The 1 hour sprint race here at Yas Marina. We got the BTCC cars and the GT3 cars on the circuit today. And this is all for charity. Extra Life Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. Today's race is brought to you by EliteHostingUSA.com. If you're interested in an rFactor 2 server for your league, there are 3 self-managed server packages for you to choose from. Also, VPS hosting, online store hosting, WordPress hosting, and shared web hosting available through EliteHostingUSA.com. Thanks for joining me here on TurnLeftTV. A couple more subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, I encourage you to do so. Smash that subscribe button and massage the bell. How about that? Click on the links down in the description of the race and follow those over to the SimLab website if you're interested in purchasing a sim rig. I have a SimLab sim rig. Love it. That's where I do my broadcasting, man. I'm in the driver's seat just in case I need to get out on the track. Also, we have the link to the Extra Life Children's Miracle Network Hospitals charity as well. So please use that link, and it's in the description of this race. Looks like we have just a little under 20 minutes left to go here in the practice session. And this is going to be a fun race, man. A fun track. And the BTCC cars are a heck of a lot of fun. I was able to race in a series with Sim Racing Mania in these cars and fell in love with them, man. They look a little and slow, but they are lightning fast. Again, Shooterchin out here in the High Place Moving sponsored Corvette. That's awesome. He and Gordon Carter may be teaming up here today. Take a look here, Gordon Carter. He's in the garage area, but look at this. Dennis Shooterchin in the Corvette, special Corvette there. Uh-oh, we just lost connection. I've lost my connection. Wow. Gonna do a little reset of the modem here, so sorry about that. We'll continue to let the stream roll. think we're back. Thanks for being patient with us. We know how the internet is sometimes, huh? Lost both connections. I actually have two computers running and spectating from two different computers. Sometimes I use a side-by-side. We're going to take a look at the track here at Yas Marina. Located in Abu Dhabi. And it's 5.281 kilometers, 3.2 miles, almost 3.3 miles, 16 turns, and a very challenging track here. A lot of fun, couple good straightaways, and some pretty technical aspects to this track too. Sort of kind of a glorified big triangle with some twists and turns, to say the least. Fun track here, and had a chance to get out and do some testing with the BTCC cars at this track and had a lot of fun. So excited for this one. And that is Yas Marina. Don't forget, a little bit later tonight, Watkins Glen International. Actually, a little bit later today, about 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be at Watkins Glen International. How are we going to get from Abu Dhabi? How are we going to get from Abu Dhabi all the way over to New York in time for the race? I don't know, man, but we're going to do it. Watkins Glen coming up, 40-lap race, race number 5 of the season, and it'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I don't want to miss it. There's 2 races to go, including Watkins Glen. Don't forget to join us over at highoctaneracing.net. And you'll get updates of races we have, seasons, and then also quick link to the rFactor 2 times and TurnLeftTV. We'd love to have you. And quick link to Discord too. That's where we do most of our business as far as management of the league. So head on over to highoctaneracing.net, click on that Discord server invite, and join us here at HORL on our Discord server. I want to mention that, remember, this is for charity. There's a link up in the banner here, but also in the description of this race, and we are sending money to the Extra Life Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. Will Dunbar is going to match all the donations made today. I am going to donate $5 for every participant today, and if everybody who finishes the race, I'm upping that donation to $10 a piece. So hopefully everybody finishes. Cost me a little bit of money, but hey, that's for a great purpose, isn't it? So that's what we got going on here at HORL today, the Extra Life Children's Miracle Network Hospitals here at Marina, Yas Marina. Dealing a little bit of there was a recent update in RF2. For some reason, we're having a little issue here with the game crashing. I think another number of the drivers are having that as well. So as you know, Studio 397 sometimes gets a little bit ahead of themselves. We're trying to get that going. Yesterday, I believe, was the update. Probably should have just stayed on the old version, huh? Anybody who knows RF2 knows sometimes these guys get ahead of themselves. Thanks for being patient with us. Looks like a couple drivers got kicked as well, or lost their game crashed. These guys will be going to quals fairly soon. To get things worked out here. Got a few chatters in the chat session. You can see those folks in there. Thomas, Paulo Chachalowski, Jilmar, Tony Reiner. An idea of the number of drivers we have here with us today. It looks like practice session is officially over. Right now, 20 drivers joining us for this GT3 Series race. So that's exciting. A lot of guys out here supporting HORL and Extra Life Children's Miracle Network hospitals. And we're headed over to the qualification session. Thomas Gowom. First one out of the gate in the Corvette. I believe this is Thomas. He's been fast since arriving here today in the practice session, so I'm kind of surprised he's not doing the BTCC class, but nonetheless, expect him to be near or at the top of the grid. Boom, they're backing out of that lap. Interesting. There, decided he wasn't feeling too hot with that lap here. This is John Stanley in the Aston Martin, number 12 car. Oh, it looks like we're going to restart. So it looks like a couple guys are getting back in there, got kicked. Apologize for that. The High Octane Racing League GT3 Series will be back in action. 60-minute race on Saturday, the 22nd of April. Quals start at 2 p.m., racing at 2:30 p.m. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV. Final race of the season, Daytona Road Course. And that'll be a fun one, man. A lot of guys really like this road course. Saturday Night Thunder coming up later tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time here on at High Octane Racing League. I'll be out there on the track, I think, mixing it up at Martinsville, 200-lap race, race number 4 of the season. All right, now we're doing it for real. It looks like somebody had gotten disconnected, so back out on the track, waiting for these guys to get reconnected. So update to the game yesterday. And it looks like some guys are having trouble with the game crashing. Not surprising. I think hopefully Studio 397 not back to their old ways. Albert Mashlenikov. Ritzky Novar, how about this? In the Merc. Mercedes-AMG for Ritzky. Going back to the Mercedes. He's been kind of jumping around. These guys from the Psychopath E-Racing Academy. Guys been jumping around a little bit from one season to the next in what manufacturer they want to join or want to use. All right, these guys are now headed to the qualification session. So in the quals now is Thomas Goldwom getting ready to get this Corvette out on the track and put the thing in P1. Wait for that green light. There we go. Quals underway, officially, till it's not. Gilmar Peixoto says he's going to be on the track later tonight. That'll be good. We'll see him hopefully maybe in the Saturday Showdown Series, maybe in the GT3 or the Saturday Night Thunder later this evening. So we got GT3 and the BTCC content out on the track. Thomas Goldwom in his Corvette. I think this track's a lot of fun. I mean, it's quite technical, especially on the inside part of this track. But you got some good straightaways, good passing opportunities here. And Thomas has got a lot of experience in these GT3 cars and the BTCC cars as well. Over at Sim Racing Mania, they do a heck of a lot of road course racing. Thomas heading up that outfit as far as the admin work. First time lap here for Thomas. Givaldo said, good morning to everybody. Good morning to you, Givaldo. Very fast part of the track right there. Super fast right-handers. Double right-hander there. Coming off that final right-hander down the straightaway here for this first time lap. 1:53.649 is a time for Thomas Gowam. Look at Steve Pierce. Just bought the Ferrari last night, man, so he's going to give it a shot out here at Yas Marina today. Good to see Steve Pierce. Nikolai Bezrikov up to second on the grid. Vandeven is third. Sipper shown fourth on the grid in the GT3 class. So Will Dunbar, the top time here so far in the BTCC with a 2:06.966.
A lot of soul.
So Dunbar, Carter, Emerson, Wichaksano, Mata Indika, and Iqbal Kurdiawa in the top five. Actually, looks like Emerson, Wichaksano, and Indika, 3, 4, and 5. Ford Carter second on the grid in the BTCC. Gordon Carter decided to come out here in the BTCC car. Right now in the number 7 car. Actually, it's at 56, but it shows 7 on the grid. These guys get the little skin uploads. Right now, second on the grid in this BTCC class, Gordon Carter. Mickey Emerson third. Dunbar the top of the grid in the BTCC. 2:06.966. Right now, only 5 drivers in that class. Kind of surprised me. I really like these cars. They're a heck of a lot of fun. They're hard to drive, but really a lot of fun. Had a chance to participate in a Sim Racing Mania event. 2:07.562 there for Gordon Carter. It's a little bit off the pace there from Will Dunbar's time. Ritsky Novar jumping to the second on the grid in the GT3 class. 153.649 is the time to beat. And he has got a 9.70. Novar in the Merc. Good to see Ricky Novar out today. It's been super, super helpful for us here at High Octane Racing League and getting the GT3 cars, getting that car set started and teaching us how to do that. Tom Gander coming out here in the Audi. Good to see Tom Gander out. Haven't seen him in quite a while. Good to see him out here supporting the Extra Life Children's Miracle Network Hospitals charity. So Gowom, Novar, Bezrikov, Simfer, and Vandeven, the top 5 of the GT3 class. Let's see where Tom Gander can land here. Right now, 9th on the grid, 157. He's running a 198, 157, 198. Ricky Emerson coming off a little bit of a disappointing stock car effort last night out of that crew, but had some technical issues. Had a pretty good run going, but then he had some technical issues with the gearing. Would not kept falling out of gear for him for some reason. Time to switch the wheel and pedals and off the Xbox controller. Ricky Emerson in the BTCC today. 206.966, the time to beat in the BTCC class. And right now, Will Dunbar, the top in this class out of 5 drivers. That's going to do it for the quals. So let's see if he finishes up this lap. See where he lands. 205.188. Uh-oh! Sneaking in a pole position, Ricky Emerson. The drama. So there you go. Thomas Gowom, the pole setter in the GT3, and Ricky Emerson will be the pole setter in the BTCC. So congratulations to those guys. And they'll have a 10-minute warm-up session. And a good chance, some guys a chance to get back in. In case you're just joining us, we have a 1-hour race here at Yas Marina, sprint race for the Extra Life Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. Bringing it to you live. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, broadcaster commentator here at TurnLeftTV and owner of High Octane Racing League. Well, looks like quals have ended. These guys are over in the 10-minute warm-up session. Again, thanks for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. Appreciate you supporting the Extra Life Children's Miracle Network Hospitals charity. There is a link in the banner of the channel, or in the description of this race, I should say, to help support the charity. All right, let's take a look at the qualification results here. And again, thank you for coming in here and joining us on TurnLeftTV. We'll take a look at the GT3 results. Thomas Golom will start on the pole. Nikolai Bezhikov starts second. Ritsky Novar third. What a good battle there between the two of those guys there for second position. Alexander Zakharov fourth. Lucas Simpner fifth. Dennis Vandeman will start sixth. Morgan McAllister starts at the seventh position. Revian Gumular starts eighth. Albert Maslinkinov. If I mispronounce some of these names, this is the first time I've seen them. So we'll call him Albert M. Tom Gander starts in P10. Dennis Schuderchip will start in the 11th position. Rizal Abdurrahman starts in 12th. And Steve Pierce will start in the 13th position. In the BTCC, we just have 5 drivers there. Ricky Emerson, Will Dunbar, Gordon Carter, Wichaksano, Satria Pandu Wichaksano, and Iqbal Kurdiawan, the 5 drivers in the BTCC. We might have some guys who have joined as of late. We do have 23 drivers now joining us. See the link up in the banner of this race. Please use that link. Also, it's in the description of the race if you'd like to make a donation to the Extra Life Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. Will Dunbar matching all of the donations. I will be donating $5 each for every participant. Right now we have 23 drivers in. And I'll up that game. Everybody who finishes the race, it's up to $10 for each one of those individuals. So here at TurnLeftTV, we're helping out as well. Got about 2 minutes left in the warm-up session till we get it going. Oh, Jilmar, man, with his, oh, my heavens, man. I'll tell you what, I don't know, that bad boy from 11 TV is one of the best I've ever heard in broadcasting. He is absolutely amazing. Sets the bar for the rest of us. That's Rodrigo Vincente, right? Rodrigo is the best broadcaster in sim racing I've ever heard. I mean, he's just absolutely fantastic. Does some real broadcasting as well. I think his stream, his virtual broadcasting, or for the sim racing stuff, landed him a gig in the real racing broadcast. So he is absolutely fantastic. And but thank you so much, Jomar. Appreciate that. And you do a great job of supporting a high octane racing league. We love you. And Paulo Chachalowski here as well. How about that? Paulo Chachalowski and the contribution he has made to the rFactor 2 sim racing community. Join him in his, if you want to inquire, you can send me a message at TurnLeftTV on my channel if you want to inquire what his Patreon website is all about. His channel there, his making tracks and taking some donations. Please join that and help him out. So here we go, boys and girls. We're about ready to rock and roll. Thanks for being patient with us. Running just a little bit behind, about 10 minutes behind or so. We had some guys that needed to get back in the race. We don't want that, do we? Well, it's about the time to get going. The command to start the engines just seconds away here in the Extra Life Children's Miracle Network Hospital's 1 hour sprint race at Yas Marina.
Attention grid, all non-essential personnel leave the grid now.
Don't forget the Bushwhacker Series will be back in action next week. Friday, April 21st, we'll be at Dega. Oh my gosh, man. That's going to be absolutely crazy, man. We've been having 20 to 30 drivers out for that series. And you don't want to miss it. It'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Just waiting on Wichaksano to join. He had gotten kicked on the transition. Probably should. There's a little bit of a wait for Faisal Abdurrahman to rejoin the race. Don't forget the Saturday Showdown Series will be in action at Watkins Glen a little bit later today. Man, I might just have time to get a bite to eat. So don't want to miss it. It's going to be live right here on TurnLeftTV. Race number 5 of the season, the Saturday Showdown Series, 40-lap race from Watkins Glen. It'll be a fun one. guys are a little bit of a holding pattern here. People keep getting kicked on the transition over to race. Gotta love it, man. Big event. You have an update to the game the day before, and we all know what's going on with respect to that. Again, I apologize for all those people who are watching and not familiar with how RF2 sometimes does this. Andy Rossi, is that him joining us in the chat session? Right there, there's some Finnish royalty right there. Mr. DJ extraordinaire. Guy's got a great sense of humor. And a great race car driver as well. Great sim racer. And a lot of energy, fun to be around. Those sim racing mania boys. Love to see Antti out here watching the race. And I bet Antti Rossi can testify to the problems RF2 has sometimes with updates and disconnects, so forth. So right now we have 25 drivers here, and we roll it over to race, and I think 3 of them will get kicked. Yeah, boy, lost one. Luciaxano. Golden. Here we go, man. We'll take a look at the starting order. We'll look at the starting order here, the GT3 series. Thomas Gowom starts in P1 in the Corvette. Nikolai Bezrikos also in a Corvette starts in P2. Rinsky Novar third. Fourth will be Alexander Zakharov. You see Symphner Vandeven starting in row 3. Morgan McAllister, Revian Gumular starts in row 4. Row 5 will be Albert M. Tom Gander 10th. Dennis Shudich at 11th. Rizal Abdurrahman starts in 12th. Starting at 13th will be Steve Pierce. Ricardo Cimazzano starts 14th. John Stanley 15th. Danny Afandi starts in 16th. Starting at 17th will be Andy. Go Andy! In the BTCC class. Starting order there. Ricky Emerson starts in P1. Will Dunbar second. Gordon Carter third. Mata Adika starts in 4th. Starting in the 5th position will be Iqbal Kurdiawan. Risky starts in 6th, and Rayan starts in the 7th position. So we'll get 7 BTCC cars. That's good. So 60-minute race here at Yas Marina. And it's going to be a fun one. So thank you so much for watching. The race today. Thanks to all the participants today. Thanks for being patient with us. Andy said he was busy until just a little while ago. Just now. He's out here cheering on Thomas and Dennis, I'm sure. Pace car is cycling back and forth between driving about 30 miles an hour to 130 miles an hour. I think we got a little bit of an issue there on the pace lap. Here we go. Side by side there, Bezhikov and Golom off the track. Zakharov, I believe, came off the track in the BMW a little bit. He's given up some positions. Thomas Golom is, Gander had a DNF. Not sure what happened to Thomas Gander. And Thomas Golom, Nikolai Bezhikov, and I have a feeling those two Corvettes are going to be slugging it out all night long. Gander had gotten spun, I believe. Take a look and see what happened to him. So he spun out. And there was some more contact. So Gander, not a good start there for him. Trying to get back out on the track. And he absolutely gets annihilated right here by a BTCC car. Trying to get back out. I don't know what happened to Tom Gander, but he came around. There was issues there with Revion. Revion spun, and Gander tried to avoid him. Nobody hit anything there, but Gander trying to get the car righted, get back out on the track, and this was dangerous here to pull that car back out into traffic there, and then gets contact. So kind of a little bit of a dangerous move there. Look at this battle here. Vandeven and Zakharov, a little swapping some paint right there between the Corvette and the BMW. Guys mixing it up right now. This is not a points race, so these guys just going after the win. You see Luca Siffer up there as well. Top car in the BTCC is Ricky Emerson. He's running 12th overall. We got a car off the track. And that might be Simon Sato, I believe. Actually, it looks like Unichin might have come around. Take a look here. Dennis Unichin driving in the Ukrainian paint scheme. Oh, man. Oh, a little bit loose there coming off the turn. And a great job. But what is Audi's 29 car off the track? That's Morgan McAllister. We'll take a look and see what happened to him. He gets loose there. He just touches the curb on the inside. And then maybe drops some oil down on the track because had some issues there with Unichin. Right now, Thomas Gowom leading the field. In that Corvette, he's got a 2.3 second lead. Thomas Gowom and Nikolai Bezhikov. Ritsky Novar is in third. Look at Alexander Zakharov. He had a tough race in the last GT3 Series race in the BMW. Really, really tough deal there right off the bat at Portland in that chicane. Got involved in an accident, was not really able to recover from that. Dennis Van de Ven in his first race out with us here in a while in the Corvette, running in the 5th position. Lucas Sifner in the Radical running in 6th. Take a look at this pass here. A little McLaren and Ricardo Simonsato and Rizal Abdurrahman. Abdurrahman in the Audi. I think these Audis are having a little trouble here today. We know they're pretty loose. And the McLaren makes that pass. So Simonsato moving up the grid now in the 9th position. Take a look at Mata Adika. He's out here in the BTCC car. Right now running in 17th overall. Mata is 3rd in class. So good to see Mata. Mata heading up that Psychopath E-Racing Academy group. And what a fantastic guy, man. I've said this before on other broadcasts, man. This guy is really a great dude. And really the ringleader in that Psychopath E-Racing Academy group, and he has a lot of influence, man. We really cherish Mata. I've known Mata for a little bit there since Sim Racing Mania. Met him there, and he's been a great friend throughout the sim racing life here for me. How about Steve Pierce, man? Steve Pierce from back in the day. He says, he emailed me last night or messaged me last night, said he wanted to race in the GT3 stuff. And here he is mixing it up. He said, I want the Ferrari. And here he is mixing it up, having a great time. It's Steve Pierce getting back into sim racing. We'd love that. Andy Goandi and John Stanley having a battle here. This is for the 13th position. Goandi gets by. John Stanley falling back to the 14th position. A couple Aston Martins there battling it out. Steve Pierce, now, Iqbal Kurdiawan, I think, is going to give up a position there to Steve Pierce, but not in class. Zakharov just ran the fastest time of the race, 1:54.802. Danny Alfandi and Dennis Shudichin battling it out. Little Aston Martin versus Corvette. Little Vantage versus Corvette. Callaway. And the Aston Martin going to take that spot. So Danny moving up to the 11th position. Van den Ven falling back to 12th. Excuse me, Udichin falling back to 12th. Got Dennis Udichin in the 56 car. Racing Gordon Carter's Ukrainian paint scheme. We all know Dennis hails from the Ukraine. Gowom is in control, 3.7 second lead for him. Take a look at here at this pass here. This is out of class, but the Audi, Morgan McAllister getting by the BTCC car. Rizky running in the 7th position in that BTCC class. McAllister tried to bounce back from an earlier incident, now in 22nd. Gordon Carter and Will Dunbar battling it out. Couple BTCC cars battling it out. Will Dunbar going to give up a position now back to 21st as it looks like Gordon Carter picking up that spot. Now moving up to P20. Iqbal Kurdiawan and Mata Ndika battling it out in the BTCC class as well. Kurdiawan going to pick up that spot. Now moves up to 17th overall. Kurdiawan is second in class. And that puts Mata back to third in the class. Take a look at Nikolai Bezrikov running in the second position. He has got Ritsky Novar and Alexander Zakharov breathing down his neck. What a great three-way battle here. Anytime you are pushing the envelope here with of Nikolai Bezrikov, you're doing something. These guys coming down this long straight, side by side now. The Mercedes, Ritsky Novar. The Corvette of Nikolai Bezrikov. Bezrikov not in the BMW. How about that? Throwing the Corvette around this place. As they still side by side. Novar not able to pull off that pass. Drops back just to that rear quarter. Try to outbrake him here, but Bezrikov does a great job of defending that position. Novar swings the car wide. Now Dyson back to the other side. Take a look under the back of Bezrikov's machine. You see Ritsky Novar and Alexander Zakharov. These guys getting after it right now. Three guys you got to always keep in the conversation for winning a race. Golom right now is putting some distance on these boys. 4.9 second gap. These guys playing chase to Thomas Golom. On board here with Zakharov. Hard left-hander. Zakharov looking like that car might be a little bit tight there, judging from the way he's driving that through the turns. We've got a Corvette, Mercedes, and a BMW. Morgan McAllister making a pass here on Will Dunbar, out of class. And McAllister in the Audi. Dunbar in the BTCC car. Got a pass here in class here. Look at this. Dennis Vandeven in the Corvette. And Lucas Simpner in the Radical. Mr. Radical. And that is a pass for position. Vandeven now taking over the, look at this. They're going to fight it back just as quickly as I say so. Vandeven had got around, and now Luca getting that spot. Vandeven in the Corvette. Lucas Simpner in the Radical takes that position back. That didn't take long, man. It's about, take a look here at the first pass here as Vandeven in the Corvette goes to the inside. Takes the spot. And that lasted about 10 seconds. As Simpner does not let him get away. And goes to the outside. Gets around. You see Lucas Simpner taking that spot back. He's not playing. A good battle there between Vandeven and Simpner. Vandeven looks like he's a little bit loose coming off the turns right now in the Corvette. Going to have to make some changes, I think, when he comes down pit lane. But probably the best battle on the course right now. We cannot forget the battle between, look at this. This is the best battle right now. There we go. I take it back. Three-way battle here. Zakharov pushing the issue on Ritsky Novar. Novar says, hey, I don't want to get past. I'm just going to get around the Corvette of Bezrikov. What a battle here. Three-way battle between these guys. This is epic. And Zakharov, a little bit loose coming off the turn. Made a big contact with the Mercedes. But Zakharov clears both those guys. So the BMW of Alexander Zakharov now up to P2. Novar third. Bezhikov back to the fourth position. Something tells me that this battle is not over. We are 45 minutes left to go, and these guys are battling like it's the last 10 laps, last 10 minutes of the race. Zakharov muscling his way through. Morgan McAllister continuing to move up through the field as he's getting around the BTCC car of Mada. Put that big ass post right there in this car. What are we doing here? Are we putting a flag on this thing? I mean, what's going on with that? Why do we put the camera right behind that? Studio 397, whoever's doing your GT3 content, this is unacceptable for the camera placement out of the back of the car. My God, what are you thinking right now? Praise the tower! Praise the tower! Uh-oh. Oh, no, there's one way to knock the tower off that car. McAllister, trouble in the Audi. Off track. McAllister came around. And going to be patient there when he gets back on the track. We'll take a look at what happened here. He just got loose. And hard contact there in the wall. Front end damage for that machine. Look at this cluster of BTCC cars. Thomas Gowam wanting to try to get through this. He is trying to find a way to get through this mess. This is carnage here. Trying to navigate through traffic. And I mentioned that one of my keys to the race here was getting through traffic. With all the problems here, did I actually throw up the keys to the race today? There you go. Navigate traffic. That's number one. Corner entry. Pick your spots to pass. Make sure your pit stop's on point and limit that aggressive driving. There you go. There's the official keys to the race as we are 42 minutes away from the finish of this race. Long way to go here. And Gowam gets by. This battle here with Zakharov. Novar and Bezhikov. Now Bezhikov has dropped back just a little bit. Bernie Alwyn's got a penalty for some reason. Paul Kearney Alwyn's gotten a penalty. Morgan McAllister on pit lane. A lot of damage to that machine. And he is on pit lane here at the 41-minute mark. Thomas Gowam is our leader. Zakharov is second. Novar third. Bezhikov is fourth. Rizal Abdurrahman also on pit lane, making a pit stop. So these Audis in the pits early. So Rizal Abdurrahman on pit lane, Morgan McAllister on pit lane, both Audis. So is there something going on with the Audis? Not sure there. That's a storyline we're going to have to continue to follow. Take a look at Revion Gumular in the Aston Martin, right now running in the 8th position. Good run here for him. John Stanley picking up a spot there as Abdurrahman on pit lane. Stanley up to the 13th position in the Aston Martin, kind of out there by himself right now. No fighting going on for him. Steve Pierce trying to weave his way through some traffic in that Ferrari. And you see Luca Simpner in the Radical running in the 6th position, trying to get back through some of this traffic. Vanderbilt had gotten back around Luca Simpner and reclaimed that spot that Simpner had taken away. So Luca Simpner back to 6th as Vanderbilt is in 5th. We'll take a look at Dennis Vanderbilt in the Corvette, reclaiming that 5th position. So that's been a good battle between he and Simpner. And once you start trying to navigate through this slower traffic, things can happen. Missed the pass there on that for that position, but whatever the case may be, Vanderbilt back in P5. Take a look at Albert M. Maslennikov. First time I've seen that name, so I apologize to Albert. Maslennikov is in the 7th position in the McLaren. Good run for him in his first race out here with us, as he's trying to close in on Luca Simpner. About seconds separate the two of those guys. So Simpner may have worn out his tires fighting this battle with Dennis Vanderbilt, looking out of the front of Maslennikov. You see try to close in on Simpner. We got something sticking up out of the track there. An artifact from an earlier crash sticking up out of the track, coming out of the last turn. Faisal Abdurrahman in the in the Audi. Getting by Mata. Not for position. Right now, Abdurrahman running P16. Gowom is in control. Not much to say about that other than he's got a 7-second lead in this race. Michael Brooks joining us in the chat. Preston Hassel, Anthony Rossi, of course, Gilmar. Take a look at Savato Rayan in the BTCC. He is 3rd in class right now. It's about 8 seconds back to Iqbal Kurdiawan, who is the leader in the BTCC. Mata is 2nd. Savata 3rd. Emerson 4th. Gordon Carter is 5th. These are fun cars to drive. I mean, they look a little, like they're not fun, but they are a heck of a lot of fun to drive. And Savata in his first race out with us here, supporting the charity, running in P3. Faisal Abdurrahman now closing in on Steve Pierce. Pierce in the Ferrari, Abdurrahman in the Audi. It's going to pick up that position. Steve Pierce now dropping back to P15 as Abdurrahman picks up P14, trying to bounce back there from an earlier incident. So a lot of action going on here as Abdurrahman but off that last turn. You see that artifact in the track back there. See if we can't catch it the next time around. can't hit the thing, so that's good news. It doesn't cause any damage to your car. You just kind of drive through it. Oh, it looks like Abdurrahman is off track. Abdurrahman in the Audi off track. And we've seen these Audis have a lot of trouble with handling. The back end of the car comes around very, very easily on these Audis. You know, I think when the GT3 first came out, I really liked how the Audi handled, but since some of these updates, it just seems like it has not been very favorable to this manufacturer, this car. And he finds himself 17th overall. Abdurrahman is 17th overall. And he is 15th in class. As we take a look at the GT3 stuff. BTCC. It's 7 drivers joining us in the BTCC today. And we'll take a look at that leaderboard. Cody Alwyn, Ndika, Ray and Carter, Emerson the top 5. Will Dunbar 6th, and Risky is 7th. Take a look at Britsky Dovar running in the Mercedes. He's in 3rd position, just behind Zakharov. Pretty good battle there ensued between Zakharov, Novar, and Bezrikov. Now Bezrikov's sort of fallen off the pace just a little bit. I haven't talked about Ricardo Simonsato. Simonsato running 9th in class. In the McLaren. So good race here for him in the McLaren. A top 10 run for Ricardo Simonsato, one of our Brazilian drivers. Looking pretty solid here. He likes this road course stuff. He does a great job at the stock car stuff as well. And we got a pit stop underway here. Bezrikov on pit lane in the Corvette here with 32 minutes left to go. Gowom is our leader. That lead has diminished just a little bit, down to just under 7-second lead. Not a 7-minute lead, that would be ridiculous. 7-second lead, now it's just a little bit over 7, depending on what part of the track you're on. Started up front, jumped out, and took away early on. And look at this. Navigating here through the corners, the S's maintaining that 7-second lead. Starting to roll up on some lap traffic, more lap traffic. That'll give us a chance to take a look at him taking a pit stop. And there's our artifact right there in the road, whatever that is. Oh, man, what did he do? He misses pit stall? What happened there with Thomas Gowom? What the heck happened? Did he miss his pit stop or what? Oh, he missed his pit stall. Oh no, Thomas Golwam missed his pit stall there. We'll take a look. Golwam missed his pit stall, and I'm not sure whether he warped or what, but it looked like he was going into the garage. And Zakharov on pit lane as well. So, oh no, man, big shakeup here, maybe. Maybe a big shakeup as we'll take a look at Ritsky Novar, who's the new race leader. So Golwam had trouble on pit lane, extended pit stop, and I would not be surprised if he comes out after Zakharov. Zakharov was running in the second position. Now Ritsky Novar is our leader. Simfner second, Maslenikov is third, Bezrikov fourth, Zakharov is fifth. Golwam back to the sixth position. Now some of these guys have to come down pit lane. Vandeven is on pit lane. Little lights there from Ritsky Novar. Let him know he's coming through. He still has to make his pit stop, but Thomas Golwam having trouble on pit lane. Now returning to the track, and he finds himself in the sixth position. More importantly, about 3 seconds behind P4 Alexander Zakharov, who pitted at the same time. And Zakharov in the BMW did not run into the trouble that Golwam had on pit lane. I don't know what happened there, whether he just missed it or what. Big storyline there. Race leader having trouble on that mandatory pit stop. Carter Emerson and Rayon on pit lane as we speak. Maslenikov now coming down pit lane, making his pit stop here with 28 minutes left to go. Now keep in mind, Ritsky Novar has not made a pit stop yet. Mandatory pit stop. Mandatory 4-tire change on your pit stop. We used to have the compound rule. We don't follow that anymore. Just the mandatory 4-tire change. A little bit of lap traffic in the way for Ritsky Novar as he navigates around the Aston Martin. Iqbal Kurniawan running in the 16th position, and he has decided to come down pit lane. Oh no, he missed his pit stop. He missed the pit lane. Could not get the car. Oh my gosh, what's up with the leaders here? Novar having trouble. Oh my heaven, man. Did you see that? Ritsky Novar had trouble getting onto pit lane. No, actually, it wasn't Ritsky. I take that back. Sorry about that. It was Iqbal Kurniawan, Ritsky's best buddy, had trouble getting onto pit lane. Gotta figure it out, don't I? What an amateur. Total amateur right now. This is him on pit lane here. Let's see if we can't get a look at that trouble that he had. It's a little bit, it was Iqbal Kurniawan a little bit earlier. Might be a little bit too far back. So we know Kurniawan's going to go in for a pit stop on this lap. And we'll watch this BTCC car. He was running in P1, the number 77 car. And he just had trouble. Thomas had a brain fart, according to Antti, and Iqbal Kurniawan had a brain fart. Kurniawan is going to come in, and we'll take a look at the trouble he had. I think he just had too much speed on the access road to pit lane. That's what I believe. Look at that little bit of braking issue there getting into that turn. Not too bad, but the trouble ensues when he decides to come down pit lane. Here we go. Watch this. Just too much speed. Right there. Too much speed. Runs into the pylon. Into the fence. Pit entry. Has to back up. And wow. What drama there for Kearney Alwyn. Wasn't too much of a contact there for him. You see a little bit of damage on the right front of that car. But not too bad. I mean, it was a fairly light contact. But he does have a little bit of damage on the right front of the car. So some drama there for Kearney Alwyn. Revian Gumular now up to the 7th position in the Aston Martin. Some of these guys still need to make pit stops. So Ritsky Novar is the leader, and I don't believe he's come down pit lane yet. So we'll see what happens here for Ritsky Novar and how long he's able to drag this out before making a pit stop. I don't think he's made a pit stop here. I haven't gotten any word that he's made a pit stop. So good battle here as Simonsato in the McLaren picking up another spot, I believe, here. He is battling the Audi. Actually, this is not for position. Looks like Simonsato tried to get around some lap traffic there. Morgan McAllister in the Audi. Simonsato had gotten around Danny Effendi. I think Effendi was on pit lane. Ricky Emerson trying to bounce back a little bit here from some earlier trouble. Ritsky shown 3rd in class in the BTCC. At about a 1.5 second gap between he and P2 as we are at the 23-minute mark. Dennis Yudichin continuing to move up the grid overall, now in P11. He's in the 11th position in the GT3 class as well, as we might expect. All those GT3 drivers, except for one, who's out of the race. 1 through 16 now. We got a battle here. Looks like not a battle for the lead, but looks like Ritsky Novar is on pit lane. So Novar in the Mercedes making a pit stop, as that gives the race lead to the 21 of Luca Simpfer and the Radical. A lot of people hating on the Radical, but Luca Simpfer says it's a challenge. That's why I like the car. Said people don't like to drive. They say it's a bad car, and that just encouraged me to get into the car and prove to these guys that it's all about practice and molding yourself, familiarizing yourself, becoming part of the car. And Novar's, Lucas Simpfer has done a great job as Novar now comes back off pit lane onto the track. He is now back in the 5th position. He and Thomas Gowom having a good battle here. Gowom in the Corvette. They got a lap car in the way. Gowom wanting to get around, flashing those lights. Novar looking on the inside to Thomas Gowom. This is a battle for position. Novar and Gowom. Gowom in the 4th spot. You see Gowom flashing those lights to that Corvette just ahead as Novar going to the outside. This is a great battle here. Got a little bit of lap traffic in the way. See Bezhikov, oh, that's not lap traffic. That's Bezhikov in 3rd. Oh, my gosh. I got to learn to pay attention, huh? Maybe Gowom trying to get in his head as Bezhikov is the leader. A couple of Corvettes there. And this is a 3-way battle. Yudichin is in the mix. He says, I'm going to get out of the way. You guys go ahead. He gets way out of the way and let those guys go at it. This is a 3-way battle here. Look at this. Bezhikov, Gowom, and Novar battling it out. P3, 4, and 5 at the 20-minute mark. Bezrikov is, oh man, here a couple Corvettes are going to lean on each other. Novar following. This is great battling here. Oh, a little bit of an overrun there, but can he hold on? Bezrikov overran that turn, coming off the last turn down the front straight. Overran, and these guys trying to get around that BTCC car. And what a battle! Bezrikov, Gowom, and Novar. A couple Corvettes and a Mercedes. And the talent level right there out of those three drivers is, dare I say, epic, man. Bezrikov is our points leader in the GT3 series. Gowom, we know his talent. And Ritsky Novar as well. Just absolutely gangster. And that battle's still not over. Gowom in the Corvette has Ritsky Novar in his zip code right now. Novar's got a good run and might end up picking up his position. Novar maybe on a little bit fresher tires than Thomas Gowom is. Gowom putting up a hell of a fight. Novar gets around and clears Thomas Gowom. What a great pass there. Take a look at this pass as Novar going to the outside, drag race into the turn. Down this long straightaway as Novar now has position and the speed to get around Thomas Gowom. So good battling there between Zakharov, Novar, and Gowom. Bezrikov. Zakharov is our leader. Bezrikov is in second for now because Novar seems to be closing in on him. 4.95 second gap there for Bezrikov and Zakharov between those two. Zakharov the leader. Look at this. Novar and Bezrikov fighting it out here. Novar tried to get around. Bezrikov says, no, can't do, buddy. And Thomas Gowom, he's watching this. He says, you guys go ahead and get into each other. On the board here with Thomas Gowom in the Corvette. What an epic battle here between these three. P2, P3, and P4. Oh, man, Bezrikov goes a little bit wide on that turn. And that's going to give Novar a run. And Bezrikov going to give up a position. As now Novar makes that pass. Gowom going to try to get around. Couple Corvettes there battling. Oh, no. Oh, contact right there. My heavens, contact. Novar had to cut the turn because he got shoved into that spot. What a great battle here. Gowom tried to muscle his way through. And there was contact between the Mercedes and the Corvettes. A little bit impatience from those guys' parts, I think. Take a look here at this as Gowom had gotten around. That's a little bit after the fact, I think. Go back here and look at this. Here we go. Gowom running outside of Bezrikov, and there's contact right there. I think Gowom might have had position. Novar came down. Maybe didn't expect him to be there. And he rights the ship, gets this thing back onto the track, and holds on to the second position. Now has a run on Ritsky Novar. And gets that spot back. That might have been a little bit more of a wave by saying, hey, get back by. He had cut the track, but he initiated the contact. Ritsky Novar, one of our, definitely a stand-up driver there, but he is pushing Thomas Gowom. I hate to leave this battle. This is absolutely fantastic. And this is exactly what Alexander Zakharov wants to see. Take a look at this. A good battle here in the BTCC class. Gordon Carter and Rayan battling it out. Gordon Carter in that white number 56 car on the outside on this turn as Savato Rayan gets by. Picking up a spot there now in the 18th position. Showing it a little bit of a replay there. Going back to live. Mata Indika is our race leader in the BTCC class. Zakharov the leader in the GT3. Run down there is Ricky Emerson running in the second position in BTCC and Savata running in third. Look at this battle here. Some BTCC. Good battling here with Gordon Carter. Iqbal Kurdiawan. That battles for position. Rayan running in the 19th position. We got another great three-way battle here. Gordon Carter, Kurdiawan, and Rayan all battling for position in the GT3 or the BTCC class. Steve Pearson, his first race out in the GT3. Trial by fire here for him. A tough track, and he gives those guys a lot of room. Overrun. Trying to get that car back on the track. Look at this pass here coming off the turn. Gordon Carter goes a little bit wide, and Iqbal Kurdiawan goes to the inside. He's the car with the lights on. He's going to make that pass. Actually, the car behind there. Zakharov is in control, and he loves the fact that those guys are fighting behind him. He's got a 6.8 second lead. Steve Pierce comes off track as those guys get by. Oh, man, he tried to get back on track, and there was contact just ahead. Kurdiawan, I'll tell you what, that BTCC battle is not over, man. It's a good three-way battle here, just like we have up front with P2, 3, 4. These guys swapping some paint. Kurdiawan, Rayan, and Gordon Carter. Rizal Abdurrahman. He's in the Audi rolling up on this battle. Sees those guys swapping paint there. It says, hopefully these guys will get this figured out by the time I get up there. Closing in a hurry. But, just under 12 minutes left to go in the race, and it's been action-packed since pit stops. This is going to get interesting here as Rizal Abdurrahman wanting to get through these BTCC cars. And you got a Ferrari just ahead as well. So some roller skates in between two GT3 cars. As Steve Pierce goes wide off that final turn. Blue flag there, one of them heading way to the GT3 car. He's got to navigate through this traffic. Down to the inside of the BTCC car, not able to get around. Take a look at Will Dunbar sponsoring this event with the Extra Life charity, and he has donated over $5,000 to the charity through his efforts, and we really appreciate that. Here in the 88 car, right now running in the 22nd position overall, and he is 6th in class in this BTCC car. This is something we may end up considering doing. 10 minutes left to go in this race. We may end up running just a straight-up BTCC championship. We've had a lot of fun with these cars, but some guys are saying do the official content. They're even better than these cars. These cars are a lot of fun, but he said, I think Thomas Goldwam, had said the official content is even better. Take a look at Risky here in the 23rd position. In his first race out with us, supporting the charity here. We want to send out a shout out to him and thank him for his participation. Right now running in P7 in the BTCC. But, supporting the effort. And I want to send a shout out to Mata for recruiting a lot of these guys, the Indonesian drivers. And man, they just flooded the gates of our Discord server. Hopefully they're around to stay as well after this race is over. I'm sure we'll probably lose a few, but nonetheless, joining us here to participate today. Zakharov is the leader here with about 8.5 minutes left to go in this BMW. Ritsky Novar is in second, Gołom third, Bezrikov is fourth, Lucas Simpner back to the 5th position. And we'll take a look at P6. And this is Albert Maslenikov in the McLaren, the top McLaren in the field, running in the 6th position. We get a battle here. Ravion Gumular and Vandeven. I think Vandeven's going to pick up a position here as Gumular in the Aston Martin going to give up a position to the Corvette. So good pass there. Vandeven set that up. Nice. Took him a little while to get around. Now picks up P7. Gumular back to the 8th position. That battle's not over as Gumular there closing back in on Vandeven. So keep your eyes peeled. This battle not over. These guys starting to weave their way through some lap traffic as well. Vandeven rolling up on one of our BTCC drivers. Ricky Emerson running in 17th overall. Heath's way to Dennis Vandeven. And Gumular going to follow him through in the Aston Martin. Get an idea of what we got going on there. A couple 3 GT3 cars and BTCC. A great battle here as Gumular wanted to get back around that Corvette. Aston Martin, I've seen since the update that more guys are moving back to an Aston Martin. So may have been a very favorable update for the Aston Martin crew. Vandeven, that loyal Corvette driver. Good battle here. This is for the 7th position. Vandeven running in 7th. Gumular is in 8th. And he's going to the inside. He's going to try the inside. It could be the outside on this turn. He's going to try to do a crossover move. Vandeven holding on to that spot. So Gumular in the Aston Martin just behind in P8. McAllister and Goandy here getting after it. McAllister in the Audi. Goandy in the Aston Martin, and that is for position. So the Audi picking up a spot. Aston Martin losing a spot back to the 14th position. Goandi up to 13th. This guy, our race leader, is starting to roll up on some lap traffic. He does have a 4.7 second lead. That lead has diminished, and now you got to start wondering here about this lap traffic, man. You're going to have to try to get through this lap traffic as smoothly as you can. There is a lot of traffic ahead. You're looking at just under 5 minutes left to go. Steve Pierce going to let him by. Zakharov flowing through traffic. You see the lights coming on. It's a signal to the lap cars. You don't see the blue flag, you see the lights flashing. If you're new to GT3 racing or road course racing, this is a way of letting that car know that you're ready to pass. It's a lap car. And he gets around the Audi. Now sets his sights on the second Audi to the inside. Looking to flow through traffic here pretty easily. 5 second gap. So he's done well to get through. To keep in mind, those guys that are 5 seconds back to him have to get through this traffic as well. And he's got to like how he feels right now with respect to that. Ritsky Novar, you see where he's at. Trying to get around this lap car that is the McLaren. So Novar trying to get through, and the McLaren goes wide and gives him a lot of room. 4.8 second gap there for Ritsky Novar to Alexander Zakharov. Thomas Gowon running in the third position. Mezhikov running in P4. That's a pretty tight battle between the two of those guys. About a 0.2 of a second gap. About a half a second gap, I should say. Mezhikov closing in here. A couple Corvettes about ready to swap some paint. Mezhikov looking ahead at P3. Thomas Gowon. Simon Sato is a lap car in the McLaren in the way. Gowon trying to get around the McLaren. Not too bad of a car, really. I've enjoyed that car whenever I've raced it. I mainly stick with the Ferrari or the Corvette. And you see they get around the lap car of Simon Sato. Andy Goandi picking up a spot here, as I think we have a car on pit lane. McAllister on pit lane. Morgan McAllister late in the race making a pit stop here. Very interesting situation there. Maybe the fuel mileage situation. Remember, he pitted early. He was one of the first cars to come down pit lane and may have been short on fuel. Now coming back out on track. So giving up a spot here late in the race to Goandi. Take a look at John Stanley in the Aston Martin. Been a quiet night here for him, but he is in the 15th position in the Aston Martin. That Extra Life sponsor machine, a little TurnLeftTV logo on the front of that car. And Yudichin is going to put him a lap down, or get by the lap car. And Yudichin finds himself in the 11th position. BTCC battle has cooled off just a little bit, as Mata is our leader in that class. In the 6 car. Rolling up on Steve Pierce in the Ferrari, and he's going to let the BTCC go. Maybe anyway. There you go. Ricky Emerson, look at this battle here. Ricky Emerson and Rayan battling for a position in the BTCC cars. Iqbal Kurdiawan also in this mix. Great battling here as we start to close out the race here with just under a minute left to go. These guys are battling for position. Zakharov in control in his BMW. It's all over but the shout for Zakharov. Try to get a screenshot for him. Maybe with a little light on the side of his car. That'd be good. There we go. That's not bad. Oh, there we go. So as Alexander Zakharov is the leader overall in the GT3 series and overall, and it's going to be a race victory there, I think, for him. And he might have another lap in him, it looks like. So he's going to have to do another lap, I believe. And our leader in the BTCC class is Mata, and I think he's going to end up coming away with the victory here in this class. Well, coming off the final turn and taking home the victory here in the Extra Life Children's Miracle Network Hospitals 1 hour sprint race here at Yas Marina. And that is Alexander Zakharov. Ritsky Novar going to finish in the second position, I believe. Gowom finishes in P3. Bezrikov fourth. Simpner finishes in the fifth position. And Mata Indika in the BTCC gets a great win. Iqbal Kurdiawan. Going to finish in P2. Emerson third. Rayan finishes in fourth. Gordon Carter fifth in that BTCC class. So Alexander Zakharov, our winner in the overall winner in the GT3 class. And what a great battle those guys had in that P2, 3, and 4 spot there for the GT3. What a heck of a run there. Thankfully, we maintained our connection for the race. That was good. And Mata bringing home the victory in the BTCC. Great run there for Mata, and send a special shout out to him for his help in recruiting drivers for this series, this race, this special event. Heck of a run there for those guys. And wow. What a good race that was. We'll take a look at the final results. I think we've got everybody in the fence now. We'll take a look at the battle in the GT3 class. Alexander Zakharov gets the win. Ritsky Novar finishes second. Thomas Gowom third. Nikolai Bezrikov fourth. Lucas Simpner finishes in the fifth position. Albert Maslinkanov finishes in sixth. And I apologize to Albert if I pronounced his name incorrectly. Finishes in P6. Good to see him out here. Dennis Vandeven finishes seventh. Revian Gumular finishes 8th. Danny Afandi finishes 9th. Ricardo Simonsado finishes in the 10th position. Finishing in P11 will be Dennis Schuderchin. Rizal Abdurrahman finishes 12th. Morgan McAllister 13th. Andy Goendi finishes 14th. John Stanley finishes in the 15th position. Steve Pierce 16th. And Tom Gander finishes in P17. Take a look at the BTCC class. Mata and Nika finishes first. Iqbal Kurdialwin finishes second. Ricky Emerson is third, technically. Savata Rayad finishes fourth. Gordon Carter fifth. Will Dunbar sixth. And Adiancia Rizky finishes in the seventh. Ardiancia finishes in the seventh position. Another first time I see in that name. But hey, what a heck of a run there. Congratulations to Alexander Zakharov on getting the win in the GT3 class. Heck of a run there for him. Really great battle there. After pit stops, excellent battle, and he was able to sort of walk away. Got around Thomas Gowom and able to walk away there as those guys started fighting for P2, 3, and 4. So a great job to Alexander Zakharov on getting the win in the GT3 class. BTCC class winner at Yas Marina is Mata Ndika, getting the win. Congratulations to him. And really, once he got to the front, he was in control. There was some great battling behind, but it was never really in doubt there for Mata. And what a solid effort there for him in getting the win here. Well, a little bit later, we're going to have another race for you. That's right. The Saturday Showdown Series will be in action for race number 5. We will be at Watkins Glen. Some road course action in the 2018 mod at Watkins Glen International. The Saturday Showdown Series 40-lap race. Racing will start at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Man, I got some work to do to get switched over, huh? Putting up a donation link in the chat session if you would like to make a donation. And getting some guys chatting there. How about Michael Brooks and Anthony Rossi coming out? Yogi Presentio also as well. Thomas Golom, thanks for your participation. Mata as well. There's the link I put up in the chat. So click on that link. You go straight over to the Extra Life. Thanks for joining us here on the YouTube channel at TurnLeftTV. I appreciate you being here today and supporting the Extra Life Children's Miracle Network Hospital's effort. And what a great race that was. Very, very fun race, at least from my perspective as a broadcaster. And hopefully as an observant, you guys had, as a fan base, you guys had a good time watching that race. As much as I enjoyed bringing you to that race. Don't forget, next week, Friday nights, Talladega Superspeedway in the High Octane Racing League Bushwhackers Series, race number 6 of the season, 70-lap race. And beginning the back half of that season the right way at a superspeedway. Talladega Superspeedway live at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Friday, April the 21st. High Octane Racing League GT3 Series will be back in action next week in this in the 2 p.m. time slot. 60-minute race, the final race of the season. It'll be Daytona Road Course. And it'll be live right here on TurnLeftTV, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on April the 22nd in the High Octane Racing League GT3 Series. Also, coming up a little bit later tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you don't like how I broadcast you can come out and beat up with me. Beat me up on the track at Martinsville Martinsville Speedway. 200 laps at Martinsville. Some short track action in the Saturday Night Thunder. Racing starts at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's Beat the Broadcaster night here in the High Octane Racing League. Well, the Extra Life charity event is officially over. Thank you for all the people who watched the race, all the people who donated, and all the people who participated. And thank you to Will Dunbar for organizing this event. We had a lot of fun bringing it to you here on TurnLeftTV, and we'll have 2 more events this year. So keep your eyes open, man. We're in the planning stage of that, and it should be fun. Thanks for joining us here on TurnLeftTV. I'm your host, Heath Johnson, and I am out of here.